They have to give against Shaquille O'Neal and expect them to continue being physical with Shaq. We'll see how Shaq responds to that. He generally has a monster game when teams try to be physical with him. If the physical play is on target right from the beginning of the game, it could be a problem for Sam Cassell with that ailing back. If he takes a couple of hits, that may certainly limit his availability. Yeah. Shaq, you're looking at Shaq, Mark, and he's determined. He feels that he was embarrassed in Game 2. He did not have good numbers. And usually we saw how Kevin Garnett responds after losses. Well, Shaq responds pretty favorably after losses as well.
And he was quoted, and obviously there was a lot of talk in the off days after all of the chippiness and the physical play and the near altercations in game number 2. Shaq says, you know what, the physical style actually suits us better. We just got to come out and play it. You want to play football? We can play football. So we'll see if they back up those words tonight.
Yeah, he's certainly big enough and strong enough, and you'd say you don't want to rile him up, but I think they have to be physical with him to put him at the free throw line. I think that's the only way that Minnesota's big people can negate Shaq. You look in the officials, Dan Crawford is the lead guy, and the officials are going to sit on this one pretty tightly right from the get-go.
And we're underway with the Lakers controlling the tip to start game number 3. Cassell guarding Payton up tight. They give it to Malone on top. Garnett has him. Irvin Johnson will try to control Shaq. Not this time.
No hesitation by the big fella. He got the ball in the low block. Did not wait to see if the T-Wolves were going to double him. Just took it right to the rim. And I guarantee you that's going to be his approach every time he gets it down low. And the Lakers simply have got to continue giving it to him.
Sprewell banks one in from straight on.
I don't think he called glass, so we shouldn't give him the points for that, should we?
Well, we have to.
Okay. All right.
Don't like to, but we have to.
It all goes into record books the same way.
It does. Here's Kobe Bryant. Off the handoff from Shaq. Staples Center's crowd a little late arriving. Remember, it's just a little bit after 6 o'clock local time. From the corner, wide open. Gary Payton hits his first shot.
And he was too wide open. That play was not fast developing. It was a slow developing play, and Gary Payton should not have been that wide open.
Turnaround jumper for Kevin Garnett.
And again, whether it's Karl Malone or Slava Medvedenko, if the Lakers try to defend Kevin Garnett man up, single defense, Kevin Garnett could have a field day, and especially when he hits his first turnaround, that's got to do wonders for his confidence.
No fights yet, Rick.
It's early.
Good news.
It's early. And again, I guarantee you the refs will sit on this early and often and not let this one get out of control.
Now Sam Cassell's already gone twice as long as he did in game number 2. As Trenton Hassel commits his first foul guarding Kobe Bryant. Amazingly, Hassel barely played in game 2. He went to the bench with a couple fouls early, didn't score, played only 7 minutes.
Well, a lot of that was because of the effectiveness of Wally Serbiak.
Serbiak played well, Hoiberg played well, and
but it
went with that rotation.
It's important for Hassel to play well because he is the best defender on Kobe Bryant.
That's what he's doing there. Get some help from Garnett. Malone open on the baseline. Forced it inside. Turnover. Here comes Sprewell. Timberwolves have numbers. Cassell launches the 3 and hits. Sam Cassell hits his first shot.
And that's going to be a big lift for the T-Wolves because I watched him run and he looked pretty good running up and down the floor and releasing that shot. And, of course, making that shot is great for the T-Wolves.
Open is Karl Malone. Hits the jumper. Good shooting here in the early going. Timberwolves have hit 3 for 3. The Lakers have hit 3 for 3.
Well, what I'm seeing from the Lakers is that they are moving the ball a lot better than they did in the first two games. Quicker ball movement, finding open people, and those people are making jump shots. The Lakers look a lot more energized tonight, even though it's early. They look determined.
Sam Cassell open on the far side, hits again.
2 in a row for Sudden Sam.
Look out.
And that'll make those back problems go away even more when you're drilling jump shots.
Could have a shootout tonight after the Lakers managed a career franchise playoff low 71 in the Game 2 loss. Here's O'Neal.
The Lakers
for 3. And he hits.
Doing a terrific job of moving the ball, hitting the open man, unselfish play, giving the ball up. Nobody's putting it on the floor and keeping it on the floor. They are moving the basketball.
Teams are combined 9 for 10 from the field. Hassel's open.
He should have swung it one more time, had Sam Cassell open in the corner, particularly with Sam making his first 2 shots.
Urban Johnson kept it alive on the offensive glass. The Lakers touched it last, so it'll be Minnesota ball.
Urban Johnson is one of those hustle guys. He defends, he blocks shots, and he gets a piece of offensive rebounds.
Garnett on top, swings it across to Sprewell. Now screens for him. Sprewell back to Garnett. They got the mismatch they want. Going against Devin George. Offensive foul.
Well, that's a good call, I believe, because Garnett, realizing he had a mismatch with Devin George, tried to get a little physical. Devin George did a little acting on it and bought the call.
Only 2 fouls called in the game. 1 on Hassel, 1 on Garnett. Carmelo at the high post, give and go to Devin George. And he cannot score. Garnett stepped up to bother the shot.
Lakers closing out a lot further away from the basket on defense.
Here's Trenton Hassel to the baseline. Gave up the dribble. Almost threw it away. Garnett, Johnson, now Sprewell.
Good decision, Urban Johnson. He had an open shot. Realized Sprewell had a better one.
Payton leaked out and took the outlet from Malone.
Now, good heads-up play. Karl Malone looking down the floor. Spotted a wide open Gary Payton. The Lakers look good. They look crisp in the early going.
Yes, they do. Under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cassell working on Payton. Leans in and banks it home. Sam Cassell's got 7 of the 11 Minnesota points.
And Sam had to contort his body a little bit to create some space for that shot. And usually if your back is bothering you, you're not going to make those kind of contortions.
The foul happened before. It'll go on Sam Cassell. Payton was trying to back Cassell straight down under the basket.
Well, again, I've said it before in this series. When they're both healthy, we've got 2 of the better post-up point guards in the game on these 2 teams, in Cassell and Payton. And Payton loves to take advantage of opposing point guards backing his man down. He is wiry, strong, and he has all those years of experience.
Now he wants to take him down in there again. KG reached in to knock it away. Devin George is open. The mailman, the rebound. Can't convert. Garnett takes it away.
He just reached over people because of his length.
Garnett challenging Shaq and lays it in.
That's a nice move by Kevin Garnett to go at Shaq. Shaq is a premier shot blocker, and he actually went after that shot to block it, and KG was able to maneuver around Shaq.
Lakers are getting good shots off some nice passes. Assists on every basket made.
The T-Wolves have picked it up a notch the last couple of times on the defensive end.
Cassell working behind Garnett's screens. Wants a 3. Not this time. First miss of the night for Sam Cassell. Shaq just lets the ball ride. It'll be Lakers ball.
Well, the tendency with Sam Cassell is with many other players in this league, when they make their first 3, they're going to milk it, and they're going to take any shot that shows, even if it's a rush shot, and I thought that one was for Sam.
Lakers spacing their offense out wide. Give it to the top. That's Malone. He gives it to George. Now, on the other side, Kobe enters for Shaq. Great position, down low. Missed the first time, and the second. And now a foul in the rebounding action. It'll go against Irvin Johnson. That's his first.
See, no hesitation by Shaquille O'Neal. Catches in the low post and goes right to the rim. He missed a point-blank layup, but he had the presence of mind to stay right there, and he grabbed the follow, went up, and got fouled.
Timeout on the floor in the first quarter. The Minnesota Timberwolves with a 2-point lead in Los Angeles.
Games in LA, series is over.
That's right.
And they have got to affect a win here in Staples Center, and the only way that they will do that is by being aggressive and physical.
Gary Payton's got off to a good start, and he's still on one. Payton is in all 4 of his shots. He's got 9 points to lead everybody.
Well, Sam Cassell just let him take that jump shot rather than allow him to back down in a post-up. Lakers defense is a lot more aggressive. They're closing out a lot quicker than they did in Game 2.
Trenton Hassel gets into the defense. Back out for Garnett. Cannot get the roll. Rebound to O'Neal. Shaq's got 3 boards here in the early going. Just the 1 hoop. Lakers have cooled off a bit.
Not Payton, no.
He's still shooting. First miss of the night. Garnett brings it up himself. Now it's Cassell. Sprewell coming to the ball. Enters for Garnett.
Now it's a clear out.
Wants to go against the mailman. Instead, takes the step-back jumper. It won't go. The T-Wolves haven't drawn a foul yet tonight in 7 minutes.
So if you pull up and take jump shots all night long, you're not going to go to the free throw line. And the T-Wolves have been passive in terms of that, settling for jump shots.
Miscommunication there between Kobe and Payton leads to the turnover. Cassell. That was an interesting bounce pass, stolen away by O'Neal.
Pick and roll, and Sam just anticipated Garnett being open.
And that was an equally interesting-looking fast break. Empty trips for both teams. Cassell thought about the 3. Now it's Sprewell.
And now the Lakers are back, so they have to run the offense.
Cassell thinking about backing down Payton. Now takes him into the lane. Short, got it back. Shaq blocked it.
Terrific block by Shaq, but I like the approach. Sprewell, take it to the rim.
The passing has just been terrible since that last time out. But Payton's shooting's been there. He's got 11. He's only averaging 8.5 a game in the playoffs. In 8 minutes tonight, he's got 11.
You're right. The passing has been very sloppy, and that's being charitable.
And Cassell again, another turnover. This is contagious.
That's an unforced error right there.
Little tangle up between Cassell and Malone. Malone talking to the official.
And a little extra activity by Sam Cassell at the end of that.
Yes. Payton's left alone. He is 6 of 7 from the field. My goodness, when he's 5 of 6, why would you leave him alone?
Well, that's Sam Cassell. Sam is just not terrific shooting the basketball, but a lot of that is the non-defense employed by Sam Cassell, who is now taking a seat on the bench, replaced by Derek Martin, who will do a better job defensively on Gary Payton.
Wally Szczerbiak is also into the game, replacing Trenton Hassel. So the 2 key reserves from game number 2 are into the lineup. We'll see if they can lift the Timberwolves the way they did 2 nights ago.
Well, they had such good performances in game 2. They're being rewarded early in game 3.
Garnett, great move down low for the lay-in.
He just lost Karl Malone with that move. And he didn't do anything spectacular to get there. Karl Malone just anticipated Kevin Garnett would zig, and Kevin Garnett zagged, and he was wide open for the lay-in.
The lay-in. Fisher's just hit short on the floater.
Well, Fisher got into the paint. He wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do. Another bad pass goes out of bounds. You throw it up high for Kevin Garnett, but that was stretching it just a bit.
Yes, it was. That was wild, to say the least. 4 turnovers for each team here in the opening quarter. High post to Malone. Sprewell came in for the steal, but committed the foul. the Lakers still have not committed a personal foul. And it is bonus time.
Well, again, the times that the T-Wolves are taking the ball to the basket, Kevin Garnett has been all alone twice. Sprewell took it to the hole and sort of faded away at the end of that move. No opportunities for the Lakers to foul the T-Wolves.
Malone goes for the turnaround and hits over Garnett. 4 points for Malone, who only had 5 in all of Game 2. Very much a subpar performance for him. Sprewell gives to KG. KG to the lane. Goes to the turnaround. And a rebound to Payton. Up ahead for Kobe. With Derek Martin on him, he will take the 24 layup right into the hands of Shaq, and another foul on Irvin Johnson.
I was about to say, in the last couple of interchanges up and down the floor, you wouldn't even know that Shaquille O'Neal was in the basketball game because he hasn't been involved. And on that bad miss, Shaq is right there for the rebound and a good play to foul him on the way up.
It'll put Shaq at the free throw line for the first time tonight. Round by round, it has gotten better, but has only gotten to so-so. And he was great in Game 1 at 9 for 11, but only 6 of 14 in the Game 2 loss.
He was in a different zone in Game 1. Game 2, he was back to being Shaq at the free throw line.
Crowd loving what Gary Payton gave as he comes to the bench with 2:03 to play in the first quarter for the Lakers. Kobe goes in to check with Phil Jackson. 0 for 2 for O'Neal at the line.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like he's in a good shooting groove in Game 3 at the free throw line, at least not yet.
Kareem rushes into the game. He's guarding Sprewell with the ball. Sprewell rubs him off a KG pick. Now, Wally back to Sprewell, wide open. Can't hit the 3.
You can bet that Phil Jackson implored his troops to close out on Wally Szczerbiak so that Wally World does not have any wide open looks.
Derek Fisher used a 20-second timeout there with 1:35 to play and 17 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, that might have been.
Oh, Kareem Rush was hurt.
Yeah.
He's heading straight for the locker room.
He's either going to get patched up or looked at, or
Lakers trainer Gary Vitti will follow him to the locker room.
And it was a 20-second that I'm sure Phil Jackson really didn't want to take at this juncture, but simply had to.
Now Kareem Rush, who had just entered the ball game, there's some medical issue.
And he looked very active defensively, covering Sprewell.
Look at Oliver Miller, who was one of the 4 centers that was employed in the Hack-a-Shack. As we wait for the replacement.
Take a look at the replay right here. Kevin Garnett.
Right on the chin.
Sprewell caught him with a shot on the chin, and it wouldn't surprise me if Kareem Rush a little bit dazed.
Karl Malone, nice fake and strong take. The Lakers lead by 7, largest lead of the game.
Terrific up fake. We're used to seeing Karl Malone settle for that jump shot. Gave an up fake, got his man to bite, and took it all the way to the rim.
Sprewell down low for Olowokandi with Shaq on him. Goes to the candy cane. Not this time. High for the rebound. It's Fisher.
Olowokandi had a great game offensively in Game 1. I think he got something like 10 points.
He did.
And didn't he go for the donut in Game 2?
He did. And right there, Shaq scores easily over him. The Lakers lead by 9.
Much easier matchup for Shaq in Olowokandi on the offensive end. Shaq knows that Olowokandi, not a strong defender. Shaq can take him whenever he wants and will take him when he gets it in the low block.
Szczerbiak hits over Kobe.
Again, he can provide the T-Wolves with a huge boost off the bench, making jump shots. And we see for the Lakers, Rick Fox into the game. He had a DNP, I believe, in Game 2, being used early to provide a little defensive intensity in Game 3.
He came in for Rush, who unexpectedly had to leave the ball game after taking the elbow to the face. A foul on Derek Fisher.
Yeah, take a look at the good, strong defense by Derek Martin. Right up, and Fisher brings the ball down. Derek Martin swipes it, and he was about ready to go off to the races before Fisher fouled him. Fred Hoiberg, another shooter, coming in off the bench for the last 17 seconds of this quarter.
And Luke Walton coming in off the Lakers bench, maybe an effort to match there as the team will go small for the final 17 seconds.
Small ball. KG bringing it up.
He's not small.
No, but he is when he's playing 25 feet from the basket.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Got to do something. Rises up for the 18-footer. Will not get the roll.
Not a good shot selection he is. We'll look at Kareem Rush
To be okay.
on the sidelines. Seems to have his wits about him once again.
Timberwolves have it to start the second, down by 7. Hoiberg enters for Garnett against Medvedenko. He has loved this matchup all series long and steps right past him.
And why not? There is no way that Slava Medvedenko can cover Kevin Garnett. Certainly not on a one-on-one. He needs help from his friends. He got a little bit of help that time, but it wasn't enough, and KG just stepped through the double and made the easy lay-in.
Derek Martin picks up the foul.
See Shaq on the bench. I mean, you got to give the big fella a rest every so often. And the Lakers don't have great depth for big guys, so they have to use Medvedenko.
Down low for Malone. High over Olowokandi. Hoiberg comes in out of nowhere for the rebound.
Hoiberg gets more rebounds for a guy his size, and he's not a power guy, but he gets in there and gets an awful lot of defensive rebounds.
Hoiberg didn't score in game number 2, but he did get 5 rebounds and battled for just about everything.
He is a shooter, and early in his career, if he wasn't making jump shots, he didn't warrant minutes on the floor.
That's right.
But now his defense has picked up, and he gets rebounds, as you said, and he plays some point guard when necessary.
Oh, remember when we said the big 4 was really the big 2? Well, the big 2 tonight doesn't include Shaq and Kobe. It's Payton and Malone.
And right now we see again Sam Cassell back in the ball game, and Payton just simply abused Sam Cassell early on.
Very much a second unit group. That's going to go against Olowokandi. He used the offhand to clear out the hand of Malone.
Yeah, I think that's a ticky-tack foul right there. Take a look. I mean, Karl Malone has his arm all over Olowokandi. Olowokandi's just trying to free himself up, and Karl Malone with the emphatic point the other way. I don't buy that call at all. I think that's too ticky-tack, and it's too much the officials just looking for something that isn't there.
Dan Crawford caught it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Sam doesn't look like he's moving quite as well now as he did when he started the ballgame.
Nope. He gives to Zerbiak, working against Fox. Fox took it away.
And Fox is a terrific defensive player, and I'm sure that's the reason for him being in the game.
Well, Malone hung in the air just long. Wait a minute, they're going to call him for the walk. I would say he hung in the air just long enough to get fouled, but the outside official said no. He landed first before contact with Olowokandi.
You got to understand, Karl Malone at 41 years old doesn't hang in the air anymore.
Yeah, there's
no hang
really.
Time. There is no hang time left in that body.
And they called him on it. 2 minutes gone in the second. Still a 5-point lead for the Lakers.
Check out the defense. Rick Fox on Wally Zerbiak.
Zerbiak trying to take him in the lane. Nowhere to go.
Place to go.
5 on the shot clock, and the T-Wolves' possession is nowhere. Olowokandi beyond the arc.
That's dangerous.
Blocked by Medvedenko, and that possession is mercifully over. We don't have to look at it anymore.
Nothing good was going to happen at the end of that possession.
Now, Flip Saunders has also got very much of a second unit out there. Sam Cassell with 4 guys from the bench.
But those guys from the bench have played a lot of minutes for the T-Wolves.
Madsen out there for his first minutes here. Hoiberg hounding Payton. Payton goes right by him. Now it's Malone off the fake, wide open.
Too much time. He was too wide open.
Zerbiak gives it to Olowokandi. Trying to operate against Medvedenko. Goes for the candy cane. Not this time.
Not a whole lot of go-to options out there for the T-Wolves right now.
It's not a turnaround jumper, and it's not a jump hook.
Well, it's not a made basket either, Mark.
Rarely has been. And a foul as the T-Wolves are walking it up court. It'll go against Karl Malone. It is Malone's first foul of the game. Lakers have only Weitzman and Shaquille O'Neal back in the game. He's got 4 points and 6 rebounds. We'll guard Oliver Miller for the moment. Miller quickly passes to Cassell, who hits another jumper.
But again, all pretty much spot-up jump shots for Sam Cassell.
He's got 9.
He just doesn't seem to be moving quite as effectively as he did to start off the basketball game. And he is not covering Gary Payton.
Instead, Hoiberg is. This is Fisher who goes by Cassell and banks it in.
Well, that's key right there. He goes by Cassell and gets into the lane and is able to put it up off the glass. Sam is, for the shots he's making, he is not helping the T-Wolves with his defense.
Nice bounce pass, but Cassell could not get the shot up on the baseline. But Fred Hoiberg does out front. It's his first hoop of the game.
Well, Sam, as a point guard, knows where his shooters are, and he gets it to one right there in Fred Hoiberg.
Medvedenko out beyond the arc. Steps just inside it and launches. Hits.
See, Madsen's got to know better than that. Medvedenko is a jump shooter. He will not take the ball to the hoop very often. So when he gets it, you got to get up on him tightly.
Fisher rebounds to Sprewell, miss. Brings it quickly into the front court. Now to the baseline. Back out Medvedenko. Another long jumper. 2 in a row.
Once again, he is a jump shooter. You got to close out on him. But that play was made by Derek Fisher. Again, blowing by Sam Cassell, getting into the paint where other Timberwolves had to pick him up.
Cassell hits again. 11 points for Sam Cassell. Actually, they're going to give him a 3, so he's got 12.
Well, Payton fell down on that and left Sam wide open. And Sam is shooting the basketball very well tonight.
Kobe Bryant's been quiet.
He has.
Payton enters for Shaq. Great position. Count the hoop. The foul will go against Oliver Miller.
Now, again, if you're going to foul Shaq down low, make sure he does not make the basket. Look how deep he is when he catches. That's... you're in deep trouble if he catches it that deep. Now, all Oliver Miller should have done on that was go around to the shooting hand and just grab the arm.
Yes, now the premise of Hack-a-Shaq is not to let him make the basket.
Exactly right.
Defining premise of it.
I mean, the hack part is right.
Yes.
Put him at the line, but don't allow him.
Just 2 anyway.
Don't allow him to make the layup.
Nobody's made a free throw tonight. The Timberwolves have yet to take one. Only been fouled 3 times. Sprewell leans in for the jumper.
And again, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. Nobody's taking the ball to the rim.
It's only the second hoop for Sprewell. Minnesota back within 4. Coming up on the halfway point of the second quarter. Medvedenko. Now they swing to the other side. Shaq will take it straight down the lane.
How about the quickness for the big fella? Caught it at the elbow extended towards the top of the key and just rolled into the paint unobstructed.
That was scary.
if you're a defender, it's scary.
Wow, that's a tough shot.
Well, again, once Garnett sees Medvedenko is covering him, his eyes just light up, and he knows he can get any shot off.
Shaq doubled immediately this time, has to give it up. Medvedenko doesn't really shoot it from outside the arc, but just about everywhere else, like there. Short on that jumper after making his first two.
He is a catch-and-shoot guy, and very seldom gives it up once he gets it.
Here's Garnett again against Medvedenko. Hangs. Cannot hit this time. Loose rebound to Fisher.
They settled for a tougher shot than he needed to.
That was intended for Payton, and last touch by Payton. Good denial defense there by Hoiberg, helping force the Laker turnover. But L.A. has the 4-point on 4 of 6 shooting. He needs more shots, Rick.
He does. He needs more touches. There's no question about it. Every time he's gotten it in the low block, he's been able to get to the rim.
Garnett open for a jumper. Ooh, somebody opened the door in the Staples Center.
Bad miss. KG needs more touches as well. He needs to be more involved in the offense.
Over the last 4 minutes, Lakers have made 5 of their last 6 shots. Still only leaded by 4. Here's Malone with KG on him. Gives it back now. Screens for Gary Payton. Payton draws a crowd on the baseline. Devin George with a shot clock running down. Drains a 3.
A long 3. And that is what Devin George does. He is, again, another spot-up jump shooter.
7-point advantage now coming up on the 4-minute mark to play in the first half. Irvin Johnson's back in the game with the 2 fouls. Hoiberg goes to mid-post for Garnett. Back out for Sprewell.
And they are getting the ball into Garnett's hands.
2 on the shot clock. Sprewell can't finish. Garnett is there for the easy putback.
Much too easy. Shaq was pulled out and stayed out and didn't get back into the plate defensively.
12 points for Garnett on 6 of 13 shooting. Cassell's 5 of 6 from the field, tied him for team high with 12 points. Gary Payton leads everybody with 14.
I see Shaq had Irvin Johnson on him and elected to give the ball up. I thought, again, catch it and go to the rim.
KG hands off in traffic. Johnson gave it back out for Sprewell. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Sprewell sets up Cassell. Catch and shoot. KG kept it alive.
He might have gone up over Malone's back.
Sprewell deep on the 3. And a loose ball foul on Kevin Garnett.
Well, Malone upset because he thought Garnett got away with one on the play before going up over his back. And this time the chippiness has returned a little bit.
Second foul on KG. That matchup will continue now with 3:08 to play. 17 field goals, all of them courtesy of an assist.
That's pretty good ball movement, searching out the open man, and not a whole lot of guys going one-on-one with the exception of Shaq.
And I would say a questionable statistic as George hits. I mean, did Shaq not take it down the lane from the top of the key with a dribble on an isolation? How can that be an assist?
Well, maybe
only in L.A.
Maybe they're giving an assist to an assist.
The only thing that would explain that is if it went to Magic Johnson. 8 points is the Laker lead. Looking to add to it here.
Sprewell suddenly missing an awful lot of shots.
Malone turned it over, tried the quick pass into Shaquille O'Neal. What a rare mistake so far for the Lakers, who've got the 40-32 advantage as we are enjoying the view. We showed you Steven Spielberg earlier. And Snoop Dogg, Rick Weitzman's favorite. You gonna watch the new movie Soul Plane?
I don't know if I can catch that one. It's not on my agenda.
Can't handle Soul Plane. Jack, of course, ever present. Zerbiak out of the timeout, can't hit. Lakers' biggest lead was 9.
Once again, Mark, if you live by the jump shot, you will die by the jump shot, and that seems to be all that the T-Wolves are taking, jump shot after jump shot.
Karl Malone all along. And he hits. It's a 10-point lead, largest of the game.
He had just too much time to measure that jump shot.
Malone's got 8. Lakers missed their first 4 shots of the quarter. They're 8 of 10 since. KG handling out front. Now it's Zerbiak. Spins away from Kobe. Goes for Johnson inside, stripped away by Devin George, who can't quite track it down. But there's only 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Coming up on the NBA halftime report, we'll tip it off with SportsCenter in-game. Bob Rumbold will be along to let you know about Kerry Collins, backup or starter, depends who you ask. And also Roland Garros continuing. Federer and Serena Williams were in action.
Again, if you're the T-Wolves and you penetrate to the basket, you have to have a better option than getting the ball to Irvin Johnson, who's a non-scorer.
Sam Cassell's a scorer, and he just keeps scoring.
He does. He is having a terrific shooting game.
He is 6 of 9 from the field, 15 points.
And of course, they have all been basically spot-up jump shots.
Where would they be without him? Now inside a minute to play in the first half. 8 on the shot clock. Kobe's got it.
Triangle offense with Kobe triggering it.
Kobe has it. Got a fire. Kobe hasn't scored yet. They've taken only 2 shots. That seemed to affect the Lakers as Cassell gets hit out front and hits the deck.
And that has nothing to do with the back or the inflamed hip. He got a hit in the eye area. Let's see if we can take a look at Karl Malone, who is so effective. Was that Karl Malone?
It was.
So effective with those quick hands. This time he's going for the ball, but he gets a significant piece of Sam Cassell's eye. All Sam Cassell needs is one more ding on that beat-up body of his.
Hope it wasn't the shooting eye. Pacers-Pistons series. This one has been hard fought. You can see the Eastern Conference Finals on alternating days from the Western Conference Finals. You'll have it all here on ESPN. And then, of course, the NBA champion will be crowned here on the worldwide leader in sports. We've almost didn't mention Antonio Banderas, who is sitting next to his wife, Melanie Griffith. We just got a little glimpse of him there.
There you go.
Don't want to snub him.
No. He's A-list.
Gotta think so.
He's A-list. It's front row seat, so he must be A-list.
That's right. Cassell apparently is okay. There's 15 on the shot clock, 28.2 on the game clock here at the end of the second quarter. Cassell comes back for the ball. Now it's Sprewell. Taken away by Devin George. Ahead of the pack and hammers it home.
A great job, Devin George, taking the ball right out of Sprewell's hands and just flying down the floor for a solid dunk.
8 points for Devin George. Best scoring night so far of this Western Conference Final. Cassell with 4 on the clock. Rebounded Shaq. Half court, the runner from Payton. And that'll do it.
Got to find some other options than Kevin Garnett. You know, I don't think they can count on Cassell giving them that kind of production in the second half. Sprewell is only 2 for 9 from the floor, 4 points. So they've got to get some points from Mr. Spree.
Quick ball movement inside out. Hassel gets to the baseline and hits the little runner.
I thought Kevin Garnett made a mistake in kicking that ball out. He had it in good position in the post and elected to pass it out.
So Minnesota opens the period with the first basket. Lakers go right in for O'Neal. Going against Irvin Johnson. KG coming in to help the rebound. It bounces out to Sprewell. Sprewell at full speed as usual, throwing it to the official, who was open on the play.
He was wide open, but not necessarily a good choice on a fast break. That ref was filling the lane pretty good, though.
He's hustling out there.
Now, Shaq had a nice, strong look at the hoop. A pretty good defense by Irvin Johnson on that last play.
Off the loose ball, here comes Sprewell. Quickly up the side, found a man. It is Hassel.
He's got him down low, KG.
Against Malone. Working one-on-one, goes to the turnaround, and he hits.
Good choice. He saw the baseline was blocked off, spun back to the middle, but didn't want to carry it all the way into the middle because Shaquille O'Neal was waiting there.
Malone out beyond the arc. KG backs off, gives him plenty of room. Kobe Bryant still looking for that first hoop. Nice bounce pass to Karl Malone, who's fouled by Irvin Johnson, and that will be Johnson's third.
Karl Malone with a nice move, stepping through the double team and creating the contact Irvin Johnson called for it.
Well, they're looking to upgrade the power forward position for the Los Angeles Lakers in the 2003 playoffs. That was the work of Robert Horry.
And even though Horry had a penchant for making big shots, he got a significant upgrade with Karl Malone.
That they did, and actually paid less for it. Malone playing for $1 million. About a $17 million pay cut from his last contract with Utah. Wanted to win a championship.
And that's the first made free throw in this basketball game,
right.
if I'm not mistaken. With 10-17 to go in the third quarter. Amazing.
That foul's going to go against Gary Payton away from the ball.
This has really been so far an excuse me kind of game.
Yeah.
If you hit somebody, it's, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you see, if you watch Sam Cassell closely, you'll see those wires hanging out from his backside. When he is on the bench, they attach an electro stim machine to him.
This time he takes it to the basket, gets the pass and lays it in for 17 points and cuts the Laker lead to 4.
In other words, they plug Sam in and re-energize him.
They do. You know, it hanging out of his uniform like that, it technically got to be a violation, right?
Yeah.
They've got to have him tuck that in. That's going to be the fourth foul on Irvin Johnson. We're going to see another center for the T-Wolves. And they got it.
Well, they've got 4. They've only really used 3 of them on Shaq tonight. Olowokandi, Irvin Johnson, and Oliver Miller. The 4th being Mark Madsen, who was just too small to cover Shaquille O'Neal. And Olowokandi just doesn't have the strength to match up with Shaq.
Shaq kicks it out for Payton. Payton, the drive, and it's the runner. What a night for Gary Payton.
See, a lot of opportunities for the Lakers perimeter guys when they get the ball into Shaq. He'll give it out. He'll kick it out to the open man. He's got to go inside first.
Shaq clears the miss. Lakers by 6, looking for more. Payton down to the baseline. Shaq comes to the block with Olowokandi on him. Defensive 3-second violation.
Kevin Garnett just dropped off, wasn't covering anybody, and didn't commit fully to Shaquille O'Neal, so that the defensive 3-second call was made. Lakers are doing a great thing here in terms of looking for Shaq. Yeah, in terms of looking for Shaq on every possession.
Yep.
That could start off, Kobe. You got to do something to get on the books.
Technical free throw after the defensive 3-second violation. Here's Kobe in the corner with Hassel on him. The cutting Payton. Poked away by Cassell, but it goes right to Kobe. Kobe blocked by Hassel and a whistle. Trenton Hassel, they will say, got a piece of Kobe Bryant.
Well, I think the foul was on the floor. Take a look at the replay. Right here is where the foul is. He grabs a hold of Kobe. No foul on the shot. That foul was on the floor. That's great defense on the shot. And that's what I think what Flip Saunders is arguing about.
Yet Kobe takes 2 free throws.
Yeah, I don't buy that call at all. I mean,
if it's on the floor, he shouldn't be shooting.
That's right. The foul was made. But it was on the floor, no question about that. There was no foul on the shot.
Kobe's still looking for his first basket from the field today.
But again, only taken 3 shots.
Yeah. Nine-point lead. Kevin Garnett out away from the basket. Spinning against Malone. Malone trying to keep him out. KG won't be denied and scores over O'Neal.
A nice move, good patience by Kevin Garnett. And Shaq was waiting in the weeds for him, but he was too deep to really be an effective shot blocker on that.
Shaq pitches back to Kobe. Now screens for him. Slips it and goes down to the block. Across to Devin George. Has shot with confidence tonight and hits again. It's a 2.
He is a streaky shooter, and when he makes his first, he's generally in a good groove for the remainder of the game, and I believe he did make his first.
He did. He's 4 for 7 on the night for 10 points.
Foul on Karl Malone. On the post-up, Kevin Garnett.
It's his 3rd.
And once again, the Lakers not deep in big bodies coming off the bench. I don't think Phil Jackson wants to see Medvedenko matched up against Kevin Garnett.
Garnett does. Say, bring him in, please. For now, he'll operate against Malone. Goes to the turnaround high off glass. Nobody boxed out. Trenton Hassel.
Yeah, mistake on the Lakers. All eyes were on Kevin Garnett, and they forgot to block out Trenton Hassel.
Down low, Malone missed from point-blank range.
Yeah, nice give and go, though.
Kobe tried to break it up. Hassel has it. KG left alone and says, hey, let's use some clock. Set it up. Hassel on the baseline. He flips it up and in over Shaq.
Nice job, Trenton Hassel. Faked the jump, took it into the paint, went up over Shaq, made the easy 5-footer.
And back to third quarter action. 7:15 to play with the Lakers on top by 5. This is Karl Malone. Back out for Kobe Bryant. Still looking for his first basket from the field. And he hits from deep in the corner. A 7-point lead.
Well, finally Kobe got into it. And I really think those free throws that he took a little earlier got him going and got his shooting groove back.
Candy. This is for on top and a loose ball foul. Trenton Hassel was the only blue jersey underneath him. It's 3 Lakers, and the Lakers committed the foul. Devin George.
Well, Trenton Hassel active on the offensive glass, and I think he embellished that call just a little bit.
Are 6 for 9 in the quarter, but still down by 7. Garnett going to the baseline, cannot hit the bank. Shaquille O'Neal just rips away his 10th rebound.
Now, have the Wolves been to the free throw line yet, Mark?
The Wolves have still not been to the free throw line.
It's amazing.
Kobe Bryant traveled.
Yeah, he was way out of control, looking for a seam in the defense. No seam there.
He just got teed up. Kobe said too much to Danny Crawford.
Been a frustrating night for Kobe Bryant, no question about it. And compounds the turnover with a technical foul. Take a look at the turnover right here. Good defense, Trenton Hassel, no foul there. And Kobe just loses his balance and chirps to Danny Crawford, who tees him up. And the T-Wolves get to the free throw line.
Yes.
First time all game.
Didn't really earn it, though, did they?
Yeah. Free throw is a free throw.
It is, but it's not a drawn foul. A gift, technical. Crossover by Garnett to the baseline. Nowhere to go. Stepped out of bounds.
Well, that was the only place he could go. The Lakers defended that very effectively. They closed it down.
Exactly halfway through the third quarter. 6-point advantage for the Lakers. They'll be holding it Gives to Malone. KG backs off. Now it's Kobe. Off to Shaq screen. Draws two defenders. Still carrying it. And Trenton Hassel reached in and committed the foul, says Dan Crawford. It sure looked like he tied him up for the jump.
All right, sure did. Let's take a look at this. Kobe trying to force the action. Candy seals the baseline. Trenton Hassel just reaching. Looked like he got all ball.
How do you call it?
Looked like he got all ball.
Kobe's taken only 4 shots, made only 1 hit. 3 from the free throw line. O'Neal gives back to Devin George. Now it's a post up for Payton. Back out for George. Fakes the 3, fires the 2. Devin George has a dozen.
Once again, when the ball goes in the post, this time it was Gary Payton posting up, forces the T-Wolves to collapse, and it leaves the perimeter open, and they pick the right guy to get it to. Spot-up jump shooter, Devin George.
Top 3 scores for the Lakers tonight. 16 for Payton, 12 for Devin George, 9 for Karl Malone.
Payton's 16, 14 were early in the first quarter.
Correct. Hesitation move. Springwell, the runner, gets it up soft and in.
Nice job, and I like the approach there. Take it to the paint. Put some pressure on the Lakers defensively.
That's just Sprewell's third make in 11 attempts. Gary Payton on the move. And scores right past Derek Martin.
I thought, at first glance, I thought that was still Sam Cassell out there defending, and Gary Payton should not be able to get by Derek Martin that easily.
That's Devin George. Picks up a foul. Crowd likes the effort he's given, though.
They like the fact that he's made some jump shots, too.
12 points off the bench. 5 of 8 from the field. And both of his threes have gone home. Barnett screens for Sprewell. Sprewell goes the other way. Tough shot on the baseline, taken away by O'Neal. Fisher brings it up quickly into the lane and back out again. O'Neal down deep against Olowokandi. Foul was before the shot. It'll go on Michael Olowokandi.
Well, you were exactly right. Down deep to Shaquille O'Neal. He got, once again, great position against Shaquille O'Neal. And when Shaq gets that deep, it's worse than a torture chamber. He's going to catch and go up strong. And the one right thing that Olowokandi did was foul him. So he couldn't make the shot, put him at the free throw line, where Shaq is throwing an over.
And already in the bonus are the Lakers. And he continues to throw the over. O'Neal 0 for 5 from the free throw line. 6 for 19 in the last 2 games. That followed the stellar 9 for 11 performance. Wally Zerbiak is into the game.
And he draws a foul. He moves. He's getting into that range where he's moving without the ball pretty effectively. And he is such a good shooter that you have to play him very similarly to the way teams play Reggie Miller. You really have to concentrate on him away from the ball because he moves well, he uses picks well, and if he can free up behind a pick, he's going to make a jump shot. Kobe talking again to Dan Crawford.
Crawford already gave him a gift back after the technical. Should be no more discussion there. Trenton Hassel tied him up, got called for a foul.
See, players don't see it that way. All they see is the first call that was made against them. They don't see the fact that the ref gave him a gift on the next possession.
Karl Malone has it high, enters down low for O'Neal. 4 T-Wolves around him and a foul. No, they're going to count the hoop.
Well, what they're going to call is Olowokandi went up through the basket. Take a look here. Shaq so deep, goes up, and Olowokandi is coming up through the basket, and that's a violation. That's That's how deep Shaq was. That Olowokandi was right underneath the hoop.
And a whistle as Zerbiak was trying to back down Gary Payton.
Phil's got that incredulous look on his face.
Defensive 3-second violation will send Zerbiak to the line. Shaquille O'Neal.
First round.
Well, Flip Saunders is a little upset himself. His team is down by 7, and they haven't really been able to get back into this one. It's not a big deficit,
no,
but it doesn't feel like they're really in it.
They have not played well tonight. I mean, they've played an okay game, but not well enough to win. But yet, as you said, they're still close. They're within striking range.
Down low, Wally Zerbiak was fouled by Gary Payton. Shaq blocked it away after the contact.
But now, all of a sudden, the T-Wolves are getting to the free throw line. And the guy who can flat out make free throws is the one shooting them. Wally Zerbiak.
This is convenient.
Now, how many free throws have they taken as a team, and they've all been in this
6
quarter? 6. Zerbiak this will be, what, his 5th?
Yes, and but Zerbiak, of course, took one defensive 3-second violation. And there was also the Kobe Bryant technique. So they haven't drawn so many fouls, but they are in the bonus, so they've definitely drawn some more. It's going in the right direction for Flip Saunders. Fade away, Malone.
Tough shot. Tough shot with Kevin Garnett staring you right in the face.
They're guarding Zerbiak with another small guy. It's Fisher, and he just shoots right over him.
Yeah, Zerbiak is a good 6'5", 6'6". Derek Fisher maybe 6'1". Zerbiak did the right thing, just backed his way down and shot up over Derek Fisher.
Minnesota's as close as they've been in a while. They're down 3.
Take a look right here. He just backs his way down and just shoots the turn right up over Derek Fisher. And Zerbiak is such a good shooter. If you give him that kind of look at the basket, good things will happen.
Knocked away the pass from Shaq, 14 on the shot clock. There's Zerbiak.
Well, and defensive help, going over to double Shaq and getting a piece of that ball.
Kobe crossing over between 2 defenders, hits the pull-up.
Now, that
to
is
a 5-point game.
Such a good move that players in today's game are so able to make. There you see Sam Cassell being plugged in but leaving the court. Players are able to split that double team off the pick and roll and get into nice open area. There's Zerbiak again.
So now Wally Zerbiak joining the double-digit scores. He's got 11 on the night. 9 of them have come here in the third.
We got Wally World again.
Wally World is open. Shake and turn from Kobe. Shaq the rebound. He was being held by Olowokandi.
And again, just too much strength. There you see Sam. He has not left the court. He is riding an exercise bike.
Staying loose.
Just to keep that back and that hip loose until he's able to get back in the ballgame.
They shot the ball well when he was in. 7 of 11 from the field, 3 of 5 from three-point range.
Yeah, but he gave up an awful lot on the defensive end.
Maybe he'll be a situation substitution. Shooting specialist.
Well, let's see if Shaq can get off this offer from the free throw line. Not this time. Oh, yes! I called it too soon.
The Nelson bounce.
That's right, the Don Nelson bounce.
From 69 or whatever that was. Is that what it was?
That's exactly what it was.
All right. In a game 7, no less.
Versus the Lakers.
1 of 2 for Shaq.
Again, he's just too strong for Olowokandi. He just sets up shop right underneath the basket, and there isn't anything Olowokandi can do.
Foul away from the ball. Rick Fox. Second foul on Fox in very limited minutes.
And again, Wally Szczerbiak at the free throw line, and that's what I talked about earlier. Guarding Szczerbiak away from the ball, not allowing him to come off screens and free up for that jump shot.
Szczerbiak 6 for 6 from the line. We look at the regular season strengths of the Timberwolves. Very good in holding opponents to poor field goal shooting. And the points differential. Outstanding road record tied for first. Will it be enough?
Well, they have
for victory in LA.
They have to rely on that road record to come away with a W in one of these two games. Tonight or Thursday.
Szczerbiak, second straight good game off the bench. 13 points. And he's got the Laker lead down to 2. O'Neal makes it 4 and will go to the line for a three-point play.
And again, I love the Laker approach offensively. Inside out, get it to Shaq, realizing that there's a serious mismatch there with Olowokandi. And Shaq just taking it strong to the basket, gets the nice shooter's roll on that little baby hook shot.
They got Derek Martin with the reach in, and O'Neal just 1 of 7 from the line. 1 of 8.
But 6 of 9 from the floor. And even at that, 9 shots is not enough.
Yeah, almost through 3 quarters of play. That's like 3 shots a quarter.
Not enough.
Szczerbiak scored the last 11 points for Minnesota. He's got it again out top. Working against Fox. Defense. Pushed him off. Offensive foul on Szczerbiak.
Great defense by Rick Fox. He just anticipated which way Szczerbiak was going. Beat him to the spot. Took the charge. Take a look right there. Great defensive play by Rick Fox. And Szczerbiak knew it.
Yep. Fisher to bring it up for the Lakers against Derek Martin. Enters for Malone. Now back out for Kobe Bryant. Malone screens for him and slips to the corner. Open is Malone. Fakes up on Sprewell. Rebound Shaq. Another loose ball foul on the Timberwolves. O'Neal has stayed active on the offensive glass tonight.
Well, he has been, and on that rebound, he was real deep. Again, Olowokandi was pushed right underneath the basket. It's just a strength mismatch of epic proportions.
The 5th offensive rebound of the night for Shaquille O'Neal of his 13.
Well, the T-Wolves counter with a guy who's certainly stronger than Olowokandi, but a couple inches shorter in Mark Madsen. And whenever Shaq plays against Madsen, he fights for the low spot. And when he catches, he just goes up over Madsen.
1 of 2 for Shaquille O'Neal on that trip. 2 of 10 from the line. Shaq lives.
Well, but it's not early enough because he's got 6 field goals. So you have to foul him before he's able to make the field goal.
Shaq's out on Garnett. Garnett gives it up to Martin. Wally lets fire from 3 and hits. What a night for Wally Szczerbiak. He's got 16.
Well, no question he's feeling it. And as soon as he's catching, he's looking right at the rim. No hesitation. Good defense by Sprewell. Good help by Garnett. Kobe has to be careful a little bit. He's already got 1 T on him. And he made a gesture to the ref after that call was made.
Yeah, after a call made in his favor. And it seemed to me that Kobe was at a serious disadvantage over there on the sideline. And maybe even need to make that call. Bryant back to the line. His 8 points have come from the free throw line. Doesn't have a rebound tonight. Pushes it back up to a 4-point game. Under 50 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Well, the T-Wolves need to score here to close this gap and to go into the fourth quarter with more with some momentum, but they're unable to score on that possession.
Kobe into the lane. Hits a pull-up.
Not a good interchange for the T-Wolves. Passed up, missed a good look, didn't get the best of shots, and then gave up a pretty easy shot down the other end.
8-second game clock, shot clock differential. Karl Malone fouls Kevin Garnett on the move to the basket. And Malone now with 4 personal fouls. But we didn't score in the first half. 11 in the third quarter.
Now is this Kevin Garnett's first attempt at the free throw line?
It is.
Way too late for that to happen. He should have made a point to get to the free throw line much sooner than this. But again, that's been a major problem for the T-Wolves so far in this game. They've settled for the jump shot.
He's only taken 8 free throws in the series so far. That's not what you'd be looking for.
Jump shot, and then when he does venture into the paint, Shaquille O'Neal is there waiting for him.
Got the second. And a little extended defense now for the Timberwolves. The Lakers can take the last shot of the quarter, and why not, with a 5-point lead. Kobe Bryant singled up on Trent Hassel.
Now, in all of game 2, the Lakers only scored 71 points. They've got 70 already.
Fisher, 2 seconds left. Gotta hurry. Let's fly.
Why is it that when Derek Fisher had the ball in his hands with the clock running down, you expected a basket?
You did. Well, along with Rick Weitzman, the Wolves have kept the Lakers within arm's reach, but have not been able to lead since the opening moments. Jackson.
And off his right shoulder, the wizard of the triangle offense.
Yes. Crossover from Fisher and the foul by Cassell. Cassell back into the game.
And once again, as soon as he gets into the game, the Lakers try to exploit him defensively.
And it hasn't taken much. Not moving that well on the defensive end. Shaq going against Mark Madsen. Offensive foul. Madsen knows him well, having played 2 years alongside Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, but we are also in Hollywood, aren't we? Or close to it. And this is a pretty good acting job right here by Madsen. Yeah, Shaq got him with the elbow, but he got him pretty good with the elbow. I may have to take that back. He got him pretty good with the elbow, but I do think that Madsen flopped a little bit on that as well.
I don't know what's going to hurt more, the head from the impact or the neck from the bending it back. Zerbiak, who owned the third quarter, not this time. Kobe stays right with him and blocked the shot. Fisher gets the Lakers into their set quickly. Kobe back to Fisher. It's a 3 on the way. He's got it. The lead is up to 8.
And again, and I'm belaboring the point, but Sam Cassell covering Fisher dropped back and couldn't recover in time to bother that shot.
Cassell went right back at him but couldn't hit. Kareem Rush with Hoiberg on him, gives to Fisher. Fisher into the lane, hangs. Can't get the roll, but Shaq gets another offensive rebound and gets fouled.
Well, no question that tonight Shaquille O'Neal has been active. He's not only been active in the post offensively, he's been active on the boards as well.
16 rebounds, 6 on the offensive end.
You see Sam Cassell coming out. Flip Saunders realizing that Sam is a liability defensively, and the Lakers are going at him. Takes him out of the game.
Medvedenko is into the game for the Lakers. Garnett guarding him.
Look at how deep though Shaq is. against Madsen. And nothing Madsen can do about it. You know, if you play behind Shaquille O'Neal consistently, he is just too strong. He will get and hold deep position. What you have to do against Shaquille O'Neal, and it's easier said than done, number one, you have to meet him before he sets up low and try to keep him out of that low block position. Or you have to side him, front him, give him different looks. If you stay behind him, it's too easy.
10-point game. Shaq on the turnaround. And the Timberwolves need a timeout. Back to double digits with 10-20 Pistons.
Well, let's take a look at Shaquille O'Neal in a post-up situation. He catches it. He's already got a foot in the paint. And now Madsen doesn't know which way he's going to go because Shaq has that drop step to the baseline. Now he takes it into the middle and is able to score. And you know that commercial that's out where the big guy scores easily on the little guy and he just says, too little, too little. Well, that's what Shaquille O'Neal is saying. Mark Madsen, too little.
Almost mocking Madsen's defensive stance there with the 2 arm bars in the back, saying, hey, what is this? You can do it with 1, but not 2.
And now Irvin Johnson back in the game.
Fisher the steal and the save in.
Good hustle play, Derek Fisher.
Kobe liked it so much he's going to wait for Fisher to get back into the pattern here.
He's going to wait for Shaq to set up.
That too. Medvedenko from deep in the corner. All that waiting, and Slavin's going to shoot it as soon as he gets it.
Well, you knew if you gave it to him, he's going to hoist it.
Zerbiak's going to hoist it too, but with much greater result. Zerbiak now with 19 points. He's 5 of 7 from the field.
Now, he should be hoisting it the way he is shooting. Now, see, Shaq does not catch it as deeply. And watch Irvin Johnson now. He sides him, he fronts him. He's getting some weak side help from Kevin Garnett. Gotta give Shaq different looks.
Splits the double.
But that time Irvin Johnson just fell asleep for a split second, and the Lakers were able to entry pass it to Shaq again down low, and Shaq just takes it in, draws the foul.
5 fouls on Irvin Johnson, 4 more on Olowokandi. Madsen's given up 2. So they are fouling O'Neal, but without the same positive result.
Well,
on the scoreboard anyway.
They're getting the results because Shaq is missing free throws. But what they're doing is they're fouling him too late. He's already into his offensive thrust by the time they're fouling him, and he's able to make the shots from the field. He just can't make them from the free throw line.
7 of 10 from the field, in fact.
If you're going to foul him, you have to foul him well before he gets an opportunity to make the shot. Now, there was a violation, so now he's at the line for a 3rd time. The place, it's bad enough to see him there twice. 3 times? Oof.
And he missed all 3. Medvedenko tips it home, beating the blockout, or what served as a blockout by Irvin Johnson.
Not a blockout, and that's a major issue. That should never, ever happen. You got to put a body on those guys.
The worst in giving O'Neal a 3rd free throw, they give up 2 points on the extra free throw.
Now here we're going to see Slava Medvedenko called with a bump foul right here. And the arms flailed up high, which is the reason for that call.
Medvedenko comes out. The crowd loves what he's done tonight. The tip-in was great. He also had a couple jumpers earlier in the game.
Sprewell's been held in check.
He has. Zerbiak missed the drive, and KG tipped it to Irvin Johnson, who lays it in.
Yeah, good stay with it play by Kevin Garnett, and able to tip it over to Irvin Johnson for the uncontested layup.
First basket of the night for Irvin Johnson. First shot of the night. Kobe in traffic. And Garnett got the ball, but was standing on the baseline. It'll be Laker ball.
Kobe just dribbled it into a crowd, had no place to go. Trying to set up Ronnie Garrettson for a call down the road. That's what that's all about.
It worked with Dan Crawford. Fisher with Hoiberg on him. Shot clock down to 8. Fisher steps into a 3. Shaq battling and getting the rebound and foul. If it's Irvin Johnson, it's number 6, but it could go on Garnett.
Shaq is just very active on the offensive end tonight.
It's Garnett's 4th.
And particularly on the offensive boards. He is just working for position down low, holding it, and that puts him in great area to get offensive rebounds. And yet the struggles intensify from the free throw line.
2 for 13. Oliver Miller comes in.
Now, how many fouls on T-Wolves' big people?
5 on Irvin Johnson, 4 on Olakandi, 2 on Madsen. That's 11, and Miller's got 1. That's 12.
And they had 15 in game 2 from the big guys, but those were fouls that were committed early in the play. Tonight's fouls are late in the play.
Garnett taking it baseline. It's either on Malone or O'Neal. They'll go on Shaq.
I believe that's only Shaq's 2nd foul.
That's right. Eight for 19 from the field for Garnett.
Lakers doing an awful lot of talking to the officials.
Garnett on his way to a 20-point, 10-rebound night, which are very commonplace for him. He's also got 5 assists.
But again, he's another one who just hasn't taken over this game as he needs to, and as he pretty much did in game 2.
Oliver Miller gives up the foul. O'Neal will go back to the line. Yeah, and you don't need Kevin Garnett's average night here against the Lakers. You need a big-time KG night, and we aren't seeing it.
No, but we are seeing a big-time effort from Shaquille O'Neal. He wants the ball. He's getting it in good position, and the Lakers are going to him.
But he is just tirelessly going after it, working down low, going after every offensive rebound. And, well, 1 out of every about 4 free throws making.
Well, and Oliver Miller made a nice play there, fouling Shaq early, so that Shaq did not have an opportunity to make a shot. There's a rarity, 2 in a row.
Made them both. 18 points, 17 rebounds for O'Neal. 7 of them on the offensive end.
Yeah, that's where he's been a killer. He's done a great job on the offensive end.
Pretty well misses. KG hasn't scored a field goal in the last 12 and a half minutes. He's made a couple at the line.
Well, you've got to keep looking for him. You've got to keep going to him. He is your ticket.
Give and go. Malone to Kobe. Takes the contact. He'll get to the line. Zerbiak's had a good night scoring, but his hands are full trying to stay with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Zerbiak. Kobe just has some speed and quickness advantage and uses it there to get by Zerbiak.
They're going to get Oliver Miller with a foul as he came over to help out. He has 3 now. Kobe can make it a 10-point game with a make here.
Kobe scoreless in the first half, 12 points. In the second half, most coming from the free throw line.
And he does get it back up to double digits. Still better than 7.5 minutes to play in this one. Time for the Timberwolves if they can get something together. Garnett going quickly against Malone. He walked.
Malone is a master at creating those kinds of violations by showing body on the man and then pulling away to create space. The offensive player loses his balance because he's expecting that contact.
That's exactly what he did. Shaq down low and a foul on the entry pass. Oliver Miller is fourth.
Again, the Lakers relentless in their approach to go deep to Shaq. Drill it into him, drill it into him, drill it into him. And it's getting major production. Even though Shaq is struggling from the free throw line. Because when you can start your offense inside out, get an awful lot of wide open looks at from the perimeter, but you're also getting your big guy involved in the game early and often.
1 of 2 on that trip after making both the last time. The lead is 11. That matches the largest of the game. Derek Martin just back into the game. Gives to Sprewell. Sprewell gave up the dribble. Now it's Garnett with 7 on the shot clock. Serbiak open from the free throw line. Shaq tipped it to Fisher. Fisher behind the back to beat Sprewell. Crosses over on him again. Into the lane. Runner won't go. Gets it back. In traffic. Blocked by KG. And a rebound to Miller. Serbiak in the open court. Wants the 3.
Little rush shot on that. Clay's getting up and down the floor a little bit more than we've seen so far tonight.
Kobe with 3 guys around him. Nice entry from Fisher to Malone. Foul.
It's not Shaq they're looking for deep. It's Karl Malone.
5th foul on Kevin Garnett.
And that is a problem for the T-Wolves.
Still with 6:13 to play. Down 11. And the MVP has 5 fouls. Things are looking bleak for Minnesota in Game 3. Battle, to say the least. And here's a look at the T-Wolves defense. They were stellar in holding the Lakers to 37%, only 71 points in Game 2. Tonight, not so stellar.
Well, 53% from the floor tonight for the Lakers. And most of that is their approach inside out. Get it into Shaquille O'Neal first. And that has paid huge dividends for them.
Karl Malone gets to double digits on the night. Just 3 rebounds for the mailman, but he does have 5 assists. The Lakers have moved the ball at will. 27 assists on 32 hoops as a team.
And only, 10 turnovers to go along with those 27 assists?
That is correct. That's a good ratio.
Pretty good ratio. They're moving the ball well. They're into their offense early. They have a sense of purpose. They know where they want to go with the ball. And they go into the right spots on the floor. Down deep to Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, that time they got it down deep to Serbiak. He was fouled by Kobe Bryant in the post. Still half of a quarter to play. But the T-Wolves find themselves facing their deepest deficit yet. Garnett tied up and taken away by Malone. Outstanding defensive play.
All those quick hands by Malone.
Oh, Payton forced it into traffic.
Well, he tried to dish it without seeing a man open, and it wound up in Serbiak's hands.
Serbiak the leaner. That gets him to 21. That's game high.
That might be season high as well. He hasn't played that many games this year. And he's certainly put together a good one tonight.
Yes, he has. Quick ball movement gets it down for O'Neal. Back out of the double team. Open on top is Kobe. Oh, that's just beautiful execution on the offensive end for the Lakers.
And there you go again. Inside out. Shaq doubled by Sprewell, who drops down to help. And they find Kobe wide open.
6 That time, Zerbiak had it partially blocked by O'Neal. The Lakers are running. Kobe. That's a three.
Hello. Good night. The Lakers are finding it early and often on the offensive end.
LA pouring it on here in the fourth. It's up to a 17-point advantage.
You know, if you drive it down often enough into the low block, it forces the defense to anticipate that you're going there, and it creates an awful lot of wide open perimeter jump shots. And Kobe, suddenly feeling it, has made a couple in a row.
Didn't score in the first half. 19 in the second. This is another example, really all series long. He has let it come to him.
Exactly.
And it's coming to him.
Yeah, he hasn't forced. He is, you're right, let it come to him.
For our Latin American audience, Sports Center is coming up just as soon as the Lakers and T-Wolves are done. The Staples Center faithful right now thinks the T-Wolves are done. Cooked in Game 3, but still 4:40 to play. Zerbiak's 21 points are a playoff season high. He had 24 once in the regular season. Sprewell hits, just to follow up on that point, but he's certainly on his way to the best performance of his shortened season.
I just didn't think he played enough games to get a high point total. But he certainly looks pretty fluid tonight.
He's been aggressive. He's been a big factor for the Timberwolves, and obviously, in the big picture, that's a great sign for them. Kobe Bryant has played better at home in the playoffs.
And he's more assertive in the last couple of minutes. I think he's feeling more comfortable on the floor in the last couple of minutes. He just wasn't in a groove early on in this game. And of course, Trenton Hassel was in the game early on. Hasn't been in the game lately as the T-Wolves have needed offense from Wally Zerbiak.
And Kobe has been less hassled as a result.
Much less hassle.
Garnett jab steps and hits a three. Seeing a 6'13" player out there doing that is pretty impressive.
He's got that ability, and he can certainly put the ball on the floor and get his own offense.
And an offensive foul. Looks like Karl Malone.
Now they're really looking carefully at Karl Malone.
They're seeing the game slip away a little bit and not wanting a repeat of what happened in Game 2 as we look at what's happened so far and what is to happen forward. Every other day, the Western Conference will play, and on the off days, the Eastern Conference. Sprewell sets up Martin. Missed the three. Malone tried to save it off Zerbiak, but it went to Garnett.
Garnett did not want to shoot over Shaquille O'Neal.
It turns into a three from Spree, and the lead is back down to 10.
And there's still plenty of time for the T-Wolves to close this gap.
Sprewell's made only a third of his shots tonight, 5 of 15, 2 of 6 from three-point range. Kobe working against Sprewell, almost knocked him down with the fakes. Garnett tipped it to Zerbiak. Kobe went for the steal. 3 minutes left. Sprewell sees a seam and takes it.
That's nice. He passed up an open three, rightly so, and just drove it down the lane, splitting two defenders.
14 in the game for Latrell Sprewell, whose mini scoring spree has cut what was a 17-point deficit down to size. It's just 8 at the moment.
Oh, look at that move by Kobe.
The ankle breaker.
Oh, yes.
But Sprewell taking a measure of revenge at the other end. even further.
Well, but the Timberwolves have hung around, and that's all you want to do on the road is hang around long enough so that you get a shot to win the game.
Oh, we have real hack-a-shack here, way away from the ball.
Well, early hack-a-shack. Mark Madsen, there you go.
Can't get any earlier.
And you can't get any more obvious as he looks right at the ref. And we just may see play after play of this until the T-Wolves run out of players.
That's not a pleasant thought.
It's not a very aesthetic thought, but it may be reality.
When you're 6 of 19 from the free throw line,
it's a pretty good strategic move until he starts making free throws.
Even if he's making 1 of 2 every time down, you get a couple hoops, you get 3 in here or there. Sprewell, screen from Garnett. Oh, Payton hounded him, but he used the foot, so a kick will be called.
Yeah, but I think that's an inadvertent kick. Let's see if we can take a look at it. That's inadvertent. To have a violation called for kicking, you have to actually intend to kick the ball, and I don't think Payton did on that. Far be it for me, though, to question the official.
It sure sounded like you were. Garnett fakes and fires a 3. Payton tipped it to Malone. And then they go and foul Shaq. Staples Center crowd just caught on. This is what you're going to be seeing, folks, and it started 1 possession ago.
Yep, the intentional foul. Was it Shaquille O'Neal?
Was it Mike Dunleavy that took it to the ultimate extreme in Portland a few years ago, where he put Shaq in the line about 20 times in a single quarter?
Yeah, and then I think we saw Don Nelson employ that against Bruce Bowen a couple of years ago.
That's right, the Hack-a-Bowen. Not nearly as vaunted as the Hack-a-Shack. Latin American audience will see SportsCenter as soon as we're done.
And Hack-a-Bowen doesn't quite roll off the lips like Hack-a-Shack.
It doesn't. Crowd loves it every time Shaquille sinks a free throw.
Well, he ups the lead back to 10.
Garnett taking it from on top, finds Madsen. What a play by Fisher.
Again, Madsen brought the ball down where those little guards could reach in and swipe at it.
Is Madsen trying to foul here? He's not getting the whistle.
Not getting the call.
Transition 3, it's a 7-point game. And Shaq's upset. He said, hey, they're fouling me on purpose. Call it.
And now they just have to foul.
They swing it around.
And they're not intentionally fouling Shaq, and they probably should.
Kobe was double in the corner. He threw it away. It's Serbiak with the steal. Martin for 3. That could have made it interesting.
Yeah, but there might have been a better choice to taking that shot than Derek Martin.
1:10 to play. Fisher out front. No sense fouling now. At least not on this possession. The leaner from 3. Malone the rebound, fresh 24.
And that's it right there. That's the big play, the offensive rebound.
And there the foul. Seems that an awful lot of time went off here before they... 7-point game.
Yeah.
There's a minute and a half left, and they weren't fouling.
And they stopped fouling Shaq. I can't figure that out. And Shaq is chirping to the official about how they're fouling him intentionally. If I was Shaq, I'd just keep my mouth shut if they're not calling it.
You can hear Kobe saying, hey, they're trying to foul on purpose. How can you miss the call? Maybe the officials are just as unenamored of Hack-a-Shaq as the
Well, yeah, but
rest.
that doesn't matter. They've got to call it. They've simply got to call it. Now, there's a foul right there.
He's even Madsen saying, hey.
Call it. Please call it.
And Kobe hits one for an 8-point lead.
I mean, it negates the purpose if the ref won't call it.
That's where we sit with the Lakers with a nice advantage here. An 8-point lead. Shaquille O'Neal has been suffering through Hack-a-Shaq.
He's eyeballing the officials right now. He wants to go to the line. Look at him. He keeps staring at those refs. They don't even want to acknowledge.
Well, he's 8 of 22. He's got a shot to get to 50% tonight.
Well, see now right there, he retaliates a little bit. But look at Madsen. Madsen is intentionally fouling Shaquille O'Neal and can't get the call. Now the referees have to call that. I'm sorry, but they have to call that.
Sprewell stepped out of bounds when he made his move. Full court pressure. Into Luke Walton. Fine passer in for the final seconds, and he'll get to the free throw line where they will test his free throw shoot. 70% on the season.
And that fouls on Kevin Garnett, his 6th.
That's it for the big ticket. Punched his ticket. Final numbers for Kevin Garnett: 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Good numbers, but not as strong a game as we've come to expect from Kevin Garnett. Not as dominant in terms of taking over the game, certainly as he did in Game 2. And the Timberwolves need that from him every night. They need to know that he's going to take over the game at some point, some important juncture, and carry them. And he wasn't able to do that tonight.
Like an MVP. Walton hits both to get it back to a 10-point game. Hoiberg is double teamed. Shaq fouls him for some unknown reason.
Well, that's frustration.
Actually, probably had a foul to give anyway, so I don't think it's going to matter, but it does stop the clock. They wanted the curtain call, maybe.
Yeah, it reminds me of several years ago when the Celtics played the Houston Rockets, and Mike Newland was taking flops on Dave Cowens and getting Cowens called for a couple of easy fouls, and then Cowens went over to Newland, picked him up, and threw him down, and turned to the referee and said, "Now that's a foul." And that might have been Shaq's way of saying, if it's a foul, you got to call it.
And it seemed, though he couldn't see his face as he was walking past, he was looking back to the Timberwolves bench where Flip Saunders was looking his way. Might have had something to say to Flip Saunders about the Hack-a-Shaq.
Well, but you know what? It's a good strategy. When Shaq is, what did you say his numbers were, 6 for 22 from the free throw line?
Oh, don't sell him short. He's 8 for 20.
8 for 22. Even so, more ammunition for the Hack-a-Shaq.
It's somewhere in the 30% range, free throw wise, maybe a bit better.
And I'll say it again, you got 4 guys you use at the center position. 24 fouls to use up. Use them. How many did they commit?
Let's see. It's 5 for Irvin Johnson, 4 for Olakandi. That's 9. Madsen has 3. That's 12, and 4 for Miller is 16. Garnett fouled out with 6 more.
And he had a couple on Shaq. So that's probably about 18 fouls that they've used on Shaquille O'Neal. Still the 24. He's got to use them all.
Yeah. Didn't use enough. Fisher the steal, and Wally reaches in. Fisher taking exception, of course, late in Game 2. Those two had the run in, and Wally saying, hey, it's nothing personal. Didn't mean it. Fisher's okay with it.
I like that. No, he is. He is. because Zerbiak said, hey, didn't mean it.
Just giving up the foul. Wally Zerbiak is getting his game back together after a nearly lost season due to injury. His 21 points on the night. Hit all 7 of his free throws, 6 of 12 from the line.
He's getting his legs under him, and his stamina is coming back, which will enable him to shoot the ball much better at stretches.
Final 10 seconds. Trent trying to make it a little more respectable.
Good effort, though, tonight by the Lakers. They answered the call and reestablished their position in this series.
Well, Kevin Garnett and the Timberwolves could not repeat the energetic performance of game number 2. When a 1-1 tied series, the winner of game 3 goes on to win